Good morning, everyone. Thank you very much for joining our first webinar from Mannai Data Centers and Versa, where we're going to be focusing on how Mannai Data Centers is leveraging Versa technology to enhance the connectivity of our customers, provide secure connectivity to our customers from whether you're connecting to the branch or you're connecting to the cloud. Now, I have my colleague Amr from Versa who's going to take you from the technical perspective and make you understand how we are working together and how Versa can actually be of a big business benefit for you. As a start, I'm going to give you a little bit of a background about what Mannai Data Center is and how we are placed in Qatari market. So, as you know, if you're a customer from Qatar, you understand that Qatar is crowded with their data centers at the moment with Microsoft, Google, and then the older data centers in Mizar and Ooredoo. Now, Mannai Data Centers is very uniquely placed, whereby we bring in the power of our ICT team, which we have got more than 1,000 people working with us in different technology sectors and whatnot. And at the same time, we focus more on the customer specific requirements rather than just co-location facilities. In order to do that, we have built a very unique proposition for our customers where we are providing the OpEx model, and we are bringing the SaaS applications, a unique application which were never been available in the Qatar market so far, which includes cost optimization, business process optimization, identity verification as a service, SD-WAN, SASE, and SSE with Versa, and a lot more. We're also offering infrastructure as a service and automated SDDC and all the latest technologies. Now, this presentation would be available later on to all of our customers. We're going to be sending it out as a part of our email later on, so you can look at the Mannai Data Center as a whole. In essence, we are a tier 3 data center certified by Uptime for design and facility. And we offer the X as a service models, which also includes the co-location for the telecom operators. We focus on providing the customers the reliable connectivity, scalability, and enhanced security from our data centers, and through our very unique solutions that we. In terms of our X as a service offerings, we offer data center as a service, and we'll be conducting a different webinar for that to go in the details of that. Then we have got DR as a service, software asset management as a service. This is a really unique offering, security as a service, storage, and SD-WAN as a service with Versa, which includes SSE and SaaS as well, business process optimization, and IDVS. Now, from the brief, I would hand over to my colleague Amr to take over from here and start with the Versa presentation. Amr, over to you.
Thank you, Rizwan. Good morning, everyone. I'm Amr Masoud from Versa Networks. I'm Senior Systems Engineer with Versa. And today we'll go through our SASE solution and show you how our SASE offering, along with the offerings given by Mannai, can help you to provide consistent connectivity between your workforce and your applications, as well as security. So, as a quick introduction, traditionally, the data used to be confined in one place, the data center, where users from inside the corporate or the branches or even the users working remotely go to access all applications within the data center. And with that, the traditional model of perimeter security used to be effective because all data goes through the perimeter edge of your data center So the perimeter security, you can provide full security between your workforce, the users, and the workloads and the applications. However, recently, there are many changes that have happened to the way we access our data that makes that model is no longer efficient. The data became more distributed over multiple places at your data center, at as infrastructure hosted applications, workloads at public cloud providers like Amazon, Google, or could be from Mannai co-located data centers, or applications that are given as software as a service from software service providers like Office 365, for example. So that makes the workloads more distributed over multiple places. On the other side, the workforces as well. The workforce became more distributed over multiple locations. Users working from on-prem, working from the branch, working from home, working from anywhere. So the workforce also are no longer confined in one place. So the traditional way of perimeter security is no longer efficient to provide that interconnectivity and security between the workforce and the workloads that are widely distributed over multiple locations. And here came the need to define a new model, a new framework for interconnectivity and security for such environments. And here where Gartner came with the concept of SASE. So SASE, as Gartner named it, Secure Access Service Edge, is the solution that, or the framework that provides connectivity between the workforce and the workloads, as well as integrated security. So part of the connectivity and networking services, part of it is the SD-WAN, quality of service, routing, switching, and so on. And the security, the next generation firewall, the unified threat management, the secure web gateway, the cloud access security broker. So SASE is the combination of the networking, the WAN networking, and the security to provide consistent connectivity between the workforce, the users, over at any location, toward the applications wherever those applications are located, whether they exist on your data center or at infrastructure cloud provider like Mannai, Amazon, Google, whatever, or even the application if they are given in the form of software as a service like Office 365 or Salesforce or Zoom or Teams or whatever. And even the secure and the consistent connectivity and security toward the public internet as well for personal use of internet. So this is the SASE framework as defined by Gartner. And Versa provide this framework. Our solution is around mainly SASE. So Versa provide the SASE as one unified solution that brings in the networking and security all together as one unified solution, starting from the SD-WAN. And not just the SD-WAN, that of course includes all traditional routing as well. The data leak prevention, the unified threat management, the firewall as a service, cloud access security broker, secure web gateway, and zero trust network access. All of these are given as one unified platform by Versa. So let's walk through these use cases one by one to see what do they provide. So first, the secure SD-WAN. With Versa operating system running at the branches, at the data center, at the infrastructure cloud provider in virtual format, Versa provides the interconnectivity between the branches in a secure way. So it is not just an SD-WAN, it also includes the traditional routing as well as the full security. So the Versa operating system running on hardware from Versa or even third-party, certified third-party, can provide the full routing plus SD-WAN plus security on over the same platform. As well as you see that green line, also with Versa operating system, we can provide the direct breakout to the internet for SaaS or for the internet at any of the branches with a control policy to control what traffic you allow to be break out directly from the local branch or any site. So if that device Versa operating system is just running an SD-WAN, you would need another layer of security to secure the communication with the internet. But with Versa, because this operating system is a fully fledged next generation firewall and unified threat management, so you can provide full security at the branch toward the internet. So you don't need another layer of security. This platform is fully capable to do full security as well as SD-WAN and routing. So this is the first main use case, which is the secure SD-WAN. And as we said, part of the Versa operating system comes all advanced routing, traditional routing capabilities like OSPF, BGP, VXLAN, MBGP even. So all the routing that you need in the branch to interoperate with a traditional routed network is fully supported on the same Versa operating system. As well, the SD-WAN, of course. So all of the basic and advanced use cases of SD-WAN provided by the same operating system, starting from application-based traffic steering up to forward error correction and enhancing the quality of the link over if the link suffering from high packet loss with forward error correction or packet duplication. So all use cases that you can imagine for SD-WAN are fully provided by the same operating system. And on top of that, the full security as well. The next generation firewall, starting from the stateful firewall up to SSL decryption, advanced threat prevention, data leak prevention, and so on. So all of that you get with the deployment of the first use case, which is the secure SD-WAN. The second main use case, part of the SASE Versa Unified SASE, is the secure private access. So providing the connectivity, secure connectivity for the remote workers toward the on-prem or infrastructure hosted applications or workloads. And that is provided by Versa SASE Fabric that consists of widely distributed POPs, let's call them. We call them Versa SSE cloud gateways. These gateways are distributed all over the globe with a presence in the Middle East. So the remote workers get connected to the closest gateway near to them. And from there, they get all security treatment to securely access their private applications. But this is not the traditional VPN. This is a fully zero trust network access. We call it Versa Secure Private Access, starting from the security posturing of the end user devices to ensure the health check of the end user device before allowing them to connect to your private applications. Then the granular policies to provide secure communication with the applications with the least privilege. And of course, the all next generation firewall policies you can apply to this traffic. So all of these are part of the Versa Secure Private Access use case, part of our unified SASE offering. The third main use case is the Versa Secure Internet Access, providing secure internet access for both the remote workers and even the branches or the sites toward the internet. So even if you are not deploying Versa Secure SD-WAN, with Versa Secure Internet Access, you can securely connect your branches, even if they are not running Versa operating system, any traditional routers or firewalls. You can interconnect them with our cloud gateways, part of our SASE fabric, as well as the remote workers as well. They get connected and authenticated with zero trust network access at our cloud gateways. And from there, they get the full security toward the internet, whether the traffic is going to the SaaS applications or going to the public internet. That includes starting from zero trust network access, next generation firewall, stateful policies, application-based policies, as well as a local breakout if you need to allow breakout for the users to go direct to the internet bypassing the cloud gateways. And then the unified threat management, the URL filtering, the cloud access security broker, the data leak prevention, the remote browser isolation. All of these capabilities, you can enforce them at the cloud gateway. And all cloud gateways that you are subscribed to have the same consistent policies that run everywhere. So wherever those users or branches connected to any of the gateways near to them, they will get the exact same security treatment because the policies, all of the policies are synchronized among all of those gateways from central pane of management and control. And that is the same pane of management and control as well for the secure private access and for the secure SD-WAN. So in the Versa Secure Internet Access, this traditionally used to be called the Secure Web Gateway. We call it Versa Secure Internet Access, and all of those use cases that we explained comes part of this Versa Secure Internet Access use case. And then you can combine both the Versa Secure Private Access and the Versa Secure Internet Access to provide secure access to your private applications, as well as secure access to the internet for the remote workers and for the branches. And those can come as a bundle with a unified management and control for both use cases, or you can as well add the SD-WAN. So you can have all three use cases under one pane of management, under one control, monitoring, and analytics. That gives you single pane of management and single data lake for all of the events and reporting. So you have consistent visibility and control over networking and security between all of your workforce, the users, and all of your workloads, the applications. And here how Versa provides the SASE as one unified platform. All of those use cases that we have explained, the secure SD-WAN, the secure internet access, secure private access, with all secure web gateway capabilities and firewall as a service that we have talked about, are all come under one unified SASE solution, single pane of management. And it's worth to mention that our SASE fabric, it consists of more than 90 POPs distributed all over the globe. And these cloud gateways are interconnected themselves by SD-WAN technology. So we provide the best quality of service and traffic steering between our cloud gateways to ensure even higher quality of connectivity over the internet, because these cloud gateways are interconnected with multiple links, and the SD-WAN technology traffic steering are utilized over our fabric. And this is unique by Versa because our POPs are not isolated or running separately. They are interconnected as one fabric. That's why we call it SASE fabric, interconnected as one fabric using SD-WAN, and that adds a lot of enhancement in the traffic steering over the internet. That includes quality of service as well and application traffic steering. Now let's go to the second part of our presentation, which is the Zero Trust Network Access. The Zero Trust Network Access used to be provided for secure access for the remote workers to the private applications. So it's mainly for the remote workers. And this comes part of our SASE offering, part of our Versa Secure Private Access and Versa Secure Internet Access that we have explained. But what about the users accessing the workloads from the on-prem, from the office itself, near to the applications? How can you extend the same policies of the Zero Trust Network Access for the users working from on-prem inside your organization. This is used to be offered by another solution, not part of the zero trust network access for the remote workers. Some vendors, they provide it using a NAC solution, but that will be always separated from the SASE, not part of the SASE. So the NAC used to be provided as separate solution. So you end up have another solution. You need to have another solution for the on-prem secure access for the users. The zero trust network access model have been proved to be the best security model of access for the remote workers. But how can we extend this as well to the on-prem access? Users now, they work in hybrid models, so they don't only work from home or only work from the office. They work in hybrid model where the users some days might be working from home, other days they work from the office. So how can you ensure the same security policies are applied to those users wherever they move? And here how Versa extend the concept of zero trust network access to the LAN, and we call it zero trust everywhere. So in addition to the use cases that we have explained, the secure SD-WAN and the secure direct internet access, the secure private access for the remote workers, and the secure internet access for the remote workers and the branches toward the internet, we add additional use case, which is the zero trust network access in the LAN. And we call it zero trust everywhere because the same zero trust policies that apply to the remote users, which is enforced by the cloud gateways, here they are enforced with Versa switches on the LAN. These switches are powered by the same operating system, Versa operating system, that run at the branches that we talked about to provide the secure SD-WAN. And that is the same operating system, by the way, that runs our cloud gateways. So imagine that operating system is powering our switches as well. So these switches are acting as layer 2 switches, and as well, they are fully capable layer 7 firewall. So the zero trust network access can be implemented on those switches to provide the secure network access policies on the LAN. Even if the user get connected or work from the on-prem and get connected to the LAN, to the switches, those policies will be applied directly to those switches, and the policy will be enforced between the user and the destination applications of work or workload. And this is the concept of zero trust everywhere, and that provide the consistent user based policies wherever those users are working from any place. If the user working from home or working from office without Versa switches at any branch, or working from inside the data center or a branch that has an internal compute, the same policies will be applied to the same user because the policies are tied with the user identity with the concept of the zero trust network access. All of those use cases that we have talked about, the secure internet access, secure private access, secure internet access, zero trust everywhere, are all provided with single pane of management and control, which is called Versa Headend. And that Versa Headend can be provided as managed solution by managed service provider like Mannai, or can be provided fully on-prem, or can be provided as managed and hosted by Versa Cloud as a SaaS service. That Versa Hidden provides consistent management, reporting, analytics for all of those use cases. And here is the uniqueness about Versa, providing all of the SASE, and in addition to the SASE, the zero trust everywhere with one unified platform. So with Versa SASE and Zero Trust Everywhere, we provide the networking and the security for both the remote workers and for the on-prem workers in consistent connectivity and security policies. And for the applications where those applications exist at the campus data center or with distributed compute at the branches, or even if the application exists at the cloud, whatever the form of the cloud, if it is an infrastructure as a service or software as a service, we extend the connectivity and security toward applications wherever they exist. So with the Versa Zero Trust Network acts everywhere and unified SASE, all of use cases for access between the users and applications are covered under one unified platform. With this, I have almost reached the end of my presentation. I would give the remaining time for any questions or clarifications from the audience.
Thank you, Amr, very much. I'm sure you've given a lot of people, at least you've given me personally a lot to think about and consider. I'm sure Versa Solutions can provide a lot of value and a lot of benefits to our customers. So we actually do have a question, Amr, that popped up while you were presenting. It's about the POPs. Someone asked if they can get a list of the POPs.
Yeah, we can share with you the list of the POPs. Generally speaking, our POPs are distributed all over the globe with a presence in the Middle East. So wherever your users exist, we have a gateway to serve them the nearest possible to their location.
Great, thank you, Amr. I hope that answered the question, Anas. If it did not, please feel free to post in the chat window. We actually have another question as well. What OSI layers does your ZTNA function at?
If I understand the question well, up to which layer according to the OCI model. So we work up to layer 7. So the Zero Trust Network access, you define the policies based on the user identity, and you control as per the application up to layer 7. And with the Cloud Access Security Broker, you go much deeper into the application level itself. So you control what level of access you allow per application. For example, if you access Zoom, so what are you allowed to do at Zoom? What are you allowed to do at WhatsApp? So up to that level of control within even the layer 7 application. I hope that answers the question.
Thank you, Amr. Again, okay, so a follow-up question to that. So are you adopting a ZTNA 1.0 or ZTNA 2.0?
I don't know actually what do the one who's asking about the version of Zero Trust Network Access 2.0 or 1.0, but we provide the Zero Trust Network Access based on the user identity with single sign-on, with integration with SAML, with integration of LDAP or Active Directory. So we can define the user identity and we provide the policies based on the user identity or the user group that the user belongs to.
Thank you, Amr. Anas, again, I hope that addressed your question. If you have follow-ups, feel free to keep posting. For the list, we will get the list offline and share it with you over email, or perhaps if we can get it now during the session, we could post it. We will post it in the chat as well. So Amr, another question. Do you have monitoring platform inbuilt for better user experience?
Of course, analytics is part of our solution, part of our head end. So our head end that controls everything, all use cases in the solution, consists of multiple components. One of them is the director that provides the monitoring and the control and the configuration. And another component called analytics. And analytics is the component that provide historical analysis for security and networking, as well as the reporting. So from the director that provides the live view, live monitoring on all assets, on all use cases, and we have the analytics that provide the historical analysis over the duration. You can choose which duration you need to get visibility at for the last week, last month, or last 3 months. So analytics is the solution that provides the historical analysis and reporting.
Perfect. Thank you, Amr. Again, we hope, all right, there's a thank you. So I guess we answered that question. While we wait for any further questions from the audience, there's something perhaps we can help our attendees with today, Amr. So for any of our customers that haven't yet started embarking on their journey to adopt ZT and Zero Trust Everywhere, ZTNA, whatever you call it. But for any customer that hasn't yet started this journey, I'm sure it's one of the things on their mind now, given the general, like, everything that's going around in the domain of IT, and with security being more and more important every day, and so on. So what would be your advice or guidance to customers on how to begin that journey? Like what they should they look at, what should they prepare, and so on?
Okay, the good thing with our offering is that you don't need to go with all of those use cases at once, and you don't need to have to invest for on-prem deployment to have the solution up and running. Very quickly, you can start with for example, the secure private access to provide zero trust network access. Let me explain it here. To provide the zero trust network access for your remote workers toward your applications, you can immediately start by just subscribing to the service. The cloud gateway exists in the region, and we just provide normal IPsec tunneling to our cloud gateway, and your users will be authenticated to our cloud gateway and get securely connected to your applications with zero trust network access. So this is something that you can start immediately without any CapEx investment or without waiting for a long time. Then with this, later you can start deploying the secure internet access for your remote workers. So there are use cases that you can immediately start with without need to wait for a long time to design or to invest or avail a budget for it.
Amr,
Thank
I have
you,
a
Amr.
question.
Yeah.
Yes,
Thank you,
please.
Marwan. Amr. I have a question. So, can you touch base a little bit on the multi-cloud model and the branch in the cloud model from Versa, and how Versa appliances are supportive of that model? Because there is a drive in the region as well as around the world of not utilizing and not locked up with a single vendor like Azure or AWS or Google. Rather, customers would want to have the freedom to access any service from any cloud and should be able to access it at the same time. Yeah. So if you can touch base a little bit on that, that'll be great.
Great question. Thanks, Ajman, for that. So
Cheers.
actually, the way we provide our security for the branches depends on the Versa operating system. And we mainly sell the Versa operating system that can be deployed on any standard x86 hardware, or it can be run as virtual machine. And having the Versa operating system independent from any hardware, so you can deploy it and at any cloud environment that can provide x86 virtual machine. So it can run the same way it runs on Amazon, the same way it runs on Azure, the same way it runs on Google Cloud Platform, or at any local cloud provider. So the same Versa operating system will act the same way. It is managed by the same head end. So that will provide the connectivity between your workloads at the multiple clouds. So the Versa operating system at all of those infrastructure providers will be interconnected together as well with your branches, as well with your remote workers. So wherever your workload exists, the user will be able to reach it through the Versa operating system. I'm talking here specifically about infrastructure as a service, because with the software as a service, you don't need even to have a local presence there. So the cloud gateway will take care of that. But I'm talking about the infrastructure as a service. So the Versa operating system, you can find it on the marketplace at Amazon, at Azure, at Google Cloud Platform, that gives you the flexibility to extend your workloads wherever you need and to migrate them anytime you need. I hope that clarifies your question, Rizwan.
It does. Thanks a lot. Any other questions?
We do not have any questions in the chat, so if anyone has any questions, we're happy to address it.
Anything that you feel that I didn't give much time to explain it, let me go through it again if you like.
We can give it a couple of minutes for the questions to come in. A couple of use cases while we wait for the questions to come in is banks or any organization that has got multiple branches within the country or outside the country, and they are transmitting critical data, and they think that only MPLS can do the job, and they still have to pay a ton of money to use the MPLS connections. What some of the organizations that I know are doing is they're actually load balancing it. So they've reduced their MPLS consumption, and they have taken more on lines of like Versa SD-WAN and using an ADSL link. And that way, Versa protects and secures their traffic by using IPsec AES 256-bit tunnel. And you can have the topology in mesh or hub and spoke as you like, and you'll be able to easily connect your branches. And this is especially true for especially for the banking sector, because they use MPLS to connect their branches, and at the same time, if there is a little bit of a problem in one of those links, what happens is that branch goes down for a few hours. And for a bank, if a branch goes down even for an hour, that's a big security breach, as well as the loss of the bank. And that's one of the use case, and we are more than happy to discuss further use cases, especially for organizations having multiple branches, like more than 50 branches around. And we can support you with a sort of like a dedicated session for you, making you understand what Versa can do and how we can help you lower your connectivity costs, at the same time secure it further.
Thanks, Rizwan. That is a typical use case of SD-WAN, and Versa provides so many use cases related to traffic steering and optimizing the quality of the communication. We have multiple techniques to even enhance the quality over poor connectivity, like broadband or even VSAT. We have so many advanced techniques to provide higher quality over those links. In addition to that, Versa also allows for the interoperability between your existing MPLS and the SD-WAN. So we don't force or mandate to have everything to be deployed as SD-WAN from day one. we can interoperate in the underlay with your existing WAN infrastructure, whatever that was, an MPLS based or an IPsec or whatever, which model. We can interoperate with that because our Versa operating system is a fully fledged router as well. So it can route with your traditional network, and from the other side, it can run SD-WAN, and that allows for the smooth migration from your an existing WAN infrastructure toward SD-WAN gradually and smoothly without interruption. And here is the importance of having not just an SD-WAN, but an fully routing aware infrastructure and an SD-WAN solution that is fully aware of traditional routing as well.
Thank you, Amr.
Thanks, Marwa.
So we still don't have any questions, but there's a point I wanted also to discuss with you. So basically, there's a model I've been coming across a lot, especially when it comes to SD-WAN and zero trust solutions, where a lot of customers use like such solutions for backup connectivity networks for their environments or for their networks, basically. So whatever network connectivity they're relying on today, they keep relying on that, and they start using something like Versa technologies in order to enable a backup connectivity or backup setup. So what are your views on that? Is that a good approach? Is this something that would be cost effective for customers from Versa perspective, for example? Does it bring any additional benefits? So yeah, that pretty much wraps up my question. So could you let us know what your thoughts on that, Amr, please?
Yeah, thanks, Mara. So yeah, having a backup connection used to be a traditional way to provide high availability for the sites and critical sites. But the SD-WAN can provide you with the ability to utilize those backup links, not just to keep them idle for failover. We allow you to use those backup links and utilize them the best way. Because with the application-based traffic steering and with the continuous monitoring of the links, we can always measure the quality of the links in terms of latency, packet loss, jitter, and we can identify which link is suitable for which application. So we can define policies where applications that doesn't have much demand of quality, let's say like internet surfing or downloads, for example, those applications, they can go and utilize your backup, used to be backup broadband type of connectivity to be utilized for that such kind of communication, while keeping the mission critical connections like MPLS and other reliable type of connectivity, direct fiber access or whatever, for the mission critical applications. We can detect and match more than 3,000 applications dynamically. So we can match those critical applications and steer them over the high quality connectivity. That high quality and low quality is not just something that is predefined. It is continuously measured and evaluated. So you always assure that your mission critical traffic sent over the high quality links, while you can utilize your backup connectivity or broadband type of connectivity for other type of applications that doesn't require much high quality of communication.
Thank you very much.
With that way,
yeah.
with that way, we allow you to use any type of connectivity, broadband, ADSL, 5G, VSAT, any type of connectivity that you can avail in the branch will be utilized in the best way.
And not just as a backup, also taking advantage of it and benefiting from it at the same time.
Exactly.
Thanks, Lam. So I hope that would bring some ideas to our attendees and our customers on how they can benefit from the different technologies and capabilities we've been talking about so far. Up until now, we still do not have any new questions in the chat. So I guess at this point, we've given some time for questions. At this point, I guess we can conclude our session, our webinar for today. I'd like to thank everyone of the attendees for giving this their time, and I hope it was a worthwhile time investment of their time. We are always available for assistance, for support, to address any inquiries. Please feel free to reach out to us. If you're exploring a potential scenario, if you would like to learn more about this technology, us at Mannai Data Centers, as well as Versa team, are more than happy to assist you and help you explore any use cases, scenarios, opportunities, challenges that you're trying to or hoping the technology can help you address. I would like to also thank Amr very much for the session and for being with us today. Truly appreciated, Amr. And thank you all. Have a great day ahead.